Hi, and welcome to the May 2026 Bourne Review. I'm Susan Barlow. First, for some headline news and announcements. It's going to be loud. That's the message from Mass DOT while conducting a foundation load testing program for the new Sagamore Bridge replacement project. The work involves driving large steel piles deep into the ground, causing intermittent loud banging and ground-shaking vibrations. Noisy activities occur exclusively on weekdays from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. and are expected to last for a few months. The testing is underway at 4 quadrants near the Sagamore Bridge, 2 north and 2 south of the Cape Cod Canal. This image was taken near the former Christmas tree shops. Speaking of loud, did you hear a very loud boom on Saturday, May 30th around 2 p.m.? People all over Rhode Island and Massachusetts and Cape Cod sure did, with some saying that their houses even shook. The American Meteor Society said that the boom was actually caused by a meteor about 3 feet wide entering the atmosphere near the Massachusetts and New Hampshire state line. NASA said the meteor was traveling at about 75,000 miles per hour and likely fragmented about 40 miles above the ground. The energy released at breakup is estimated to be equivalent to about 300 tons of TNT, which accounts for the loud booms, said NASA. Well, it was a rainy Memorial Day weekend, and on Saturday, May 24th, at the National Cemetery in Bourne, a parade and ceremony was held in honor of veterans who gave their life. On Sunday, Bourne held a memorial ceremony at Town Hall with keynote speaker Representative Steve Zaros.
Bourne is special. You always honor your military. You have Joint Base Cape Cod. You have a national cemetery. The only one in New England is in Bourne. And every time I come here, I feel it.
The Army Corps of Engineers has added the mile and half-mile markers to the newly paved Canal Service Rd, which is a shared use path and part of the Cape Cod Commission's Vision 88. It's a plan to have 88 miles of connected bike and walking paths around Cape Cod. The markers now include the logo of the Army Corps of Engineers. The delayed extension of the Bourne Rail Trail to the Shining Sea bike path may mean that Bourne will be the missing link in this vision. A ribbon-cutting ceremony was held on May 29th for the Sandwich Service Road Rail Trail, stretching between Robin Road and Chase Road. The Sandwich Service Road Trail is a fully accessible paved path designed for bicyclists, walkers, runners, and others. Users can enjoy the rolling terrain, and at select high points you can even catch glimpses of the Cape Cod Bay. In addition to recreation, the trail connects conservation lands and other local facilities, offering both convenience and scenic beauty. Lisa McGuire, principal of Bourne High School, has resigned. The reason given is to pursue other opportunities and will be effective June 30th. Bourne is looking for an interim principal to fill her position. This will give them time to do an extensive search that would include a lot of input from staff, students, and families, and the broader community next year. Principal McGuire took over from Amy Setner back in 2023. In the fall, Bourne will implement the One Grade Up plan. Second grade students would attend classes at the Bourne Intermediate School. 5th grade students would go to Bourne Middle School, and 8th grade students will now be moved to the adjacent high school building. Upper Cape Tech received $2 million in state funding. The funding will go toward the construction of a new state-of-the-art shop facility. The new facility will primarily house Upper Cape Tech's horticultural program, creating expanded opportunities for hands-on instruction. The new building will also support related technical areas such as welding technology and diesel technology. It will enable Upper Cape Tech to introduce a new program this fall, the Criminal Justice and Legal Protective Services Program. The program will provide students with exposure to a wide range of career interests, including law enforcement, 911 telecommunications, court systems, corrections, fire service, and emergency medical services. The Massachusetts Division of Fisheries asks if you find any stranded horseshoe crabs this spawning season, we encourage you to flip them over gently by holding from the sides of their shell and send them on their way. However, if you find the crabs right side up on the beach, please don't disturb them. They will find their way back to the water on their own. Bourne newcomers and neighbors held their annual meeting on May 19th at the Pecasset Country Club and elected a new board of directors with Ann Pacillo as president, Ann Gregory vice president, Karen Luco treasurer, and Cindy Benedetti as secretary. Bourne Newcomers and Neighbors is a social club for new and long-time Bourne residents. This is a great time to join the club and explore the activities available year-round, including book clubs, walking groups, bowling, cycling, pickleball, mahjong, card games, crafting, lunches, and dinners. There's something for everyone. The group is open to all Bourne residents, whether new town or a long-time resident. For more information, visit bournenewcomers.org or you can find them on Facebook. Thinking about going to a farmer's market? Falmouth Farmers Market is held at Marine Park at Falmouth Harbor on Thursdays from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., May 21st through October 15th. The Sandwich Bourne Farmers Market is every Tuesday, located at 34 Meeting House Road, the Oak Crest Cove Field, from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., from June 9th until October 13th. Mashpee holds their farmers market on Sundays from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. from May 24th through October 11th, located at 4 Jobs Fishing Road. The Canal Region Farmers Market is held on Thursdays from 5 p.m. until 8 p.m., June 26th through August 28th, in conjunction with the Concerts by the Canal series held in Buzzards Bay Park. Reminder, it's already a very bad year for tick bites, and the Plymouth County Extension is offering free Promethean treatment for your favorite hiking and walking shoes. Treated clothing and shoes will protect you for up to 6 weeks or 6 washings. That means if you treat your shoes now, they will be protected until mid-July. But you can treat your shoes, pants, and camping gear like tents yourself. Promethean spray can be purchased at hardware stores or on Amazon.com, and it's safe to use for clothing but not on skin. The stripers are in the canal, and it looks like a great year for fishing on the canal. East End Eddie Doherty gives his first canal fishing report this season.
This year is starting off terrific since the beginning of May. There's been a lot of striped bass caught, a lot of them over 40 inches, and a lot of happy anglers along the canal. So the regulations are the same as last year. A keeper is 28 inches to less than 31. That's a slot. And so if it isn't a slot, then you have to, if it's bigger or smaller than that, you have to put the fish back in the canal. Some of the anglers that have caught fish so far, Ed Parolin, Mashpee Mike Larea, Bull McKinnon, Hammer and Jack Barton, Barrett Stutzman, Fish Sticks Pisa, Bill and the Grill Produce, Trader Chuck Franks, Slapshot Scotty Ewell, me, Sean Keegan and Joe Keegan, brothers. They have a brother, George, that fishes with them too. I don't know if he's caught any fish yet. Joe Johnston, Taunton Teddy Menard, Kevin Lavaman Lavamodier. They call him Lavaman because nobody can pronounce his last name. He's a great guy. Mark the Preacher McNeil is having a fantastic season. He caught his 50th striper the other day, and 35 of those are in the canal. And of those 35 fish, one was a slot, and the other 34 were over 40 inches or more. So that's an incredible start to the season for him. As always, the best colors have been white and green mac pattern. And the Preacher McNeil, though, he only uses green mac. Every one of his fish was caught on a striper gear, green mac Shaddy Daddy. So that's great. And some of the other lures that have been effective at Daiwa: SP Minnow, Cotton Cordell, Red Fins, the Hurley Canal Killer, the Yozuri Hydro Minnow, and Twitch Bait, the Magic Swimmer, which was invented by my friend Patrick Sabile. He sold the company, but it was an incredible lure that he invented, and it's still catching fish. Green Mac Fish Lab, the Striper Gear Shaddy Daddy, and also the Striper Gear Rocket, which casts like a rocket. The Super Strike Little Neck, which is really caught some fish on surface bites. Green Mac Savage, the White Pencils, Striper Maniac, and a White Spook. The Striper Maniac is made by a man in Maine, so it's called the Maniac. And there's been a lot of bait in the canal, which is obviously what we need to feed the predators, and so that's why fishing's been good. My tip of the month is make sure you're wearing corkers, because the canal can be very dangerous. Slippery seaweed and barnacle encrusted rocks and boulders, and I've seen a lot of people get hurt on the canal. So I wear corkers. Mine are like sandals that fit over my boots, and I just leave them attached like that. And then I take off my boots when I'm finished, and they're all ready to go the next day. So you really need corkers to provide for a safe time on the canal, and that's what I do every day. I wouldn't leave home without them. So make sure you do something like that to make sure that you're safe. And so until next time, catch a big one.
Now for our top stories. Here are the results of the Town of Bourne election held on May 18th. There weren't any contested seats, and there was a very low turnout. In the race for town moderator, current moderator Amy B. Coular chose not to run for re-election, and no other candidate emerged. However, Ms. Coular received a total of 8 write-in votes, 4 votes from people in Precinct 5 and 3 from Precinct 4, and 1 from Precinct 2. Town Clerk Barry H. Johnson said that Coular has until the fall special town meeting to declare whether she accepts her election as town moderator or not. If she does not accept the position, Johnson explained that the position stays open until special town meeting. Susan Ross and Southside Fire Station Building Committee member Peter Lindbergh each received 2 write-in votes for the 3-year veterans seat on the Board of Trustees for the Bourne Veterans Memorial Community Center. However, because Ross is not a veteran, Lindbergh was chosen as the winner and sworn in on Tuesday, May 26th. In the race for the 1-year veteran seat on the same Board of Trustees, Lindbergh also tied with Lori Ann Gilbert of the Bourne Recreation Committee, each receiving 2 write-in votes. Gilbert, like Ross, is not a veteran, so she was not eligible for the seat on the board, and Mr. Lindbergh could not accept the seat as he was already sworn in for the 3-year veteran seat. The town will have to seek individuals who are veterans to fill up this 1-year seat on the board. Whoever is selected would have to be confirmed during a special joint meeting of the Select Board and the Community Center Board of Trustees. The individual would serve until the May 2027 annual election. 3 seats were up for grabs on the Bourne School Committee, but only 2 candidates were on the ballot. Incumbents Kendall D. Kavanaugh Gage and Donnell Beals. Michelle Reardon of Buzzards Bay filed nomination papers but eventually opted not to run. Alicia Lozon of Buzzards Bay earned 59 write-in votes from Bourne residents. Lozon was sworn in as a member of the school committee on May 22nd. On May 21st, during a Conservation Committee meeting, community members shared their concern about closure of portions of the Canal Service Rd. The Canal Service Road is a shared-use path for commuters on foot or by bicycle or other means, as well as for fishermen, walkers, residents, and tourists using it for recreation. The work zone is almost entirely owned by the Army Corps of Engineers and will function as the permanent easement for MassDOT to build and operate the bridge's cranes that will be staged on either side of the bridges. The construction zone will restrict the use of 3.9% of the shared use path near the base of the bridge on the Sagamore side. Public access and recreational use of the Cape Cod Canal may be curtailed near the construction site for up to 8 years. And although only 3.9% of the Canal Service Road will be blocked, it will effectively prevent travel from one end to the other. In order to operate cranes needed to construct the new Sagamore Bridge, the grades on the side of the canal, which can be up to 125 feet above the canal, must be adjusted to provide level ground. The cranes can have 282-foot booms and would have to have a significant buffer zone for safe operation. Riprap along the canal shoreline will need to be removed to install sheeting and shafts. Some bigger pieces of the new bridges may be brought in by barge and require docking on the canal. There are wetland protection concerns if people try to go around the block area, and there are serious safety concerns if people try to walk or bike along scenic highway. Police Chief Brendan Esip stated that the police vehicles use the service road to bypass heavy traffic during emergency responses. Alternatives will be researched, and the Conservation Commission voted to have Conservation Agent Stevie Fitch submit a request to place the Memorandum of Understanding on the Select Board's agenda. Chief Esip is very concerned about pedestrians and cyclists going around the blockage on the very busy scenic highway, which is not designed for pedestrians or cyclists. On May 7th, there was a joint session of the Bourne Conservation Committee, the Bourne Planning Board, the Bourne Historical Commission, and the Bourne Affordable Housing Trust and Housing Partnership. The results of a ground-penetrating radar called GPR survey on Burying Hill, the burying site for the Herring Pond Wampanoag tribe, were announced. Funding for the survey came from $50,000 in Community Preservation Act funds that were approved at the October 2024 town meeting. The survey revealed at least 15 burials in 2 groups in the surveyed area. There wasn't evidence of a settlement found, but that's not uncommon if the structure didn't have a basement. Here's what's happening downtown. An outdoor press conference was held at the gazebo in Buzzards Bay Park on May 27th. The conference was attended by State Senator Dylan A. Fernandez, Bourne Select Board members Anne Marie Sarunian, Peter J. Meyer, and State Representative Stephen G. Zaros, Kip A. Diggs, and Cape Cod Regional Transportation Authority Director John Kennedy. They proposed to extend commuter rail service from the Middleborough Station to Buzzards Bay Park. If it came to pass, commuter trains would be required by law to stop at Buzzards Bay 6 times a day, 3 times in the morning and 3 times in the evening. This would significantly change the character of the village, making it a transportation hub for Cape Cod. Travelers would still have to get over the traffic bottleneck of the Bourne Bridge. Although not discussed, one wonders where would commuters park their cars to commute to Boston. There is a commuter lot at the Sagamore Bridge, but there's no commuter lot in Buzzards Bay. The Iptuxet Garden Club of Bourne has been busy planting flowers, 17 planters on Main Street and at the entrance of Buzzards Bay Park and the front of Town Hall. Funds for the flowers come from the club's Holiday Green Sale and the spring plant and bake sale, and are used by this hardworking group to beautify our downtown area. A shout out to the Bourne DPW for filling these large pots with fresh soil and for watering them once per week. Here's an update on town services. The DPW asks that you please don't bag your recycling, dump it into the blue lidded barrel. No styrofoam of any kind can go into the recycling barrel. Please remember to place barrels 3 feet apart. Food insecurity rose to 40% in 2025 across Massachusetts. The Bourne Food Pantry is located at 121 Main Street. The pantry is open for shopping on the first Monday of each month from 4 to 6 p.m. and every Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Call 508-759-3351 to schedule your appointment or for more information. It's open to receive donations Monday through Thursday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. and there are drop boxes for the donation of shelf-stable projects at Market Basket, the Jonathan Bourne Public Library, the Bourne Veterans Memorial Community Building, and the Buzzards Bay Ocean Job Lot. The Bourne Library also has created the Little Free Pantry located at the back door of the library with the motto, "Take what you need and give what you can." There's no registration, no questions, just friends and neighbors looking out for each other. But remember, it's shelf-stable donations only. It's open during regular library hours. Here's what's happening at the library. Just a reminder that the library is now on summer hours. On June 17th, Professor Rhonda Draft gives a presentation on early influences on hip-hop music entitled From Africa to Jazz. It runs from 4:30 to 5:30 p.m. On June 30th, from 3 to 4:30 p.m., you can learn to write like America's founders. The presentation will explore who the calligrapher was who wrote the Declaration of Independence and what tools they used. On Fridays from 1 to 3, it's beginner Mahjong open play. Are you new to the game of Mahjong, or has it been a long time since you played and you need to practice? They're intended for players familiar with the rules of American Mahjong. The Council on Aging, located in the Bourne Community Center at 239 Main Street, is asking for senior residents, that's people 60 years and older, to fill out the Needs Assessment Survey. The survey will be mailed to registered voters and can also be found at the Bourne Community Center, the Bourne Library, and Bourne Town Hall, as well as online. Surveys must be returned by July 1st. This is your big opportunity to let the Council on Aging know your needs, your preferences, and your wants.
You can dance every dance for the guy who
Bill Reedy entertained at the Spring Fling hosted by the Council on Aging. People enjoyed shrimp cocktail, mocktails, and cookies by Becky's Bakery.
But don't forget who's taking you home and getting some chocolate.
And we're able to check out the display of the Canal Side artists' watercolor paintings. On June 16th, it's Team Trivia at 11 a.m. The COA hosts a coffee chat once a month from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. The June meeting will be held on June 24th. The Poppies is a meetup for veteran spouse or surviving spouse. The group meets on the second Tuesday of each month at 1 p.m. for networking, tea and coffee, and conversation. The next meeting is June 9th. The Bourne Recreation Department is hiring. If you're looking for a summer job, the rec is looking for summer program supervisor and assistant supervisor, summer program counselors, head lifeguard and waterfront certified lifeguards, and water and safety instructors. Scan the QR code to apply online. There are many other jobs listed at this site, so check it out. Here are some wonderful photos taken by area photographers showing the beauty that surrounds us. look at the calendar. Race Amity Day celebration will be held in Buzzards Bay Park on June 14th at 11:30 a.m. All are welcome. Heritage Museum and Gardens is having a classic car show on Saturday, June 6th from 10 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. The Bourne Recycling Committee holds the next Fix-It Clinic on June 6th from noon to 2 p.m. at the Bourne Community Center, 239 Main Street. The 12th Annual Cape Cod Hydrangea Festival, Cape Cod's Summer Garden Celebration, returns July 10th through the 19th. Tour beautiful private gardens, discover expert hydrangea care tips, enjoy workshops and demonstrations, and explore hydrangea-inspired art and events across Cape Cod. Visit hydrangeacapecodfest.com. Falmouth Arts Alive is a 3-day event filled with music and art, and it's free and open to the public. Arts Alive 2026 will be held Friday, June 12th through Sunday, June 14th, on the Falmouth Library lawn and adjacent Shore Street Extension and Peg Noonan Park. The museums at Uptuxet opened for the season on May 22nd. The Windmill Vintage Shop held a pop-up tent sale on Saturday, May 30th. I'll admit it, I did pick up a rocking chair for $10. All proceeds go to the Bourne Historical Society. The gift shop at Uptuxet is chock full of many handcrafted and unique items. The annual Strawberry Festival at Uptuxet will be held on Saturday, June 27th. The Cape Cod Canal Region Chamber of Commerce holds its annual Summer Spectacular on August 12th at Warren's Harborview Restaurant. Buy a ticket for $100 and you get a chance to win the grand prize of $10,000. Only 300 tickets are sold. There'll be hors d'oeuvres, a silent auction, and chance raffles. The Summer of Love concerts in Onset kick off on Wednesday, June 24th with 60s Thunder featuring classic songs from, you guessed it, the 1960s. Concerts are every Wednesday night from 6:30 until 9 p.m. and they're free. Bourne concerts by the Canal Series will kick off on July 9th with that 80s band playing songs from the 1980s. Concerts are from 6 to 8 p.m. and are held in the gazebo in Buzzards Bay Park on Thursdays. Thanks so much for watching this episode of the Bourne Review, and I'll see you next time.